Hello and welcome to another episode of Evening Crypto with your boy, your host, the Real Chance 56. Tonight we are going to keep it nice and simple. What are we looking for? Are we ready for a bull run? Are we ready for a bull market? Are we ready to take off? That is the main question that is inhibiting a lot of crypto traders, a lot of crypto fans around the world. And we are going to talk about that tonight. Let's actually discuss whether we are ready to take off, we are ready to moon, or is this simply, just a nice little fake out, enough to get everybody riled up, but then, are we headed back down to lower levels? So let's discuss. Let's actually do a quick recap before we get into that. As usual, we're currently sitting at $245 billion market cap. Uh, and also the 24-hour volume is risen to 141, not the highest that I've seen. Um, Not the highest that I've seen in a while. Let's see. 141. What was the top of that? So 141. Yeah, so we're probably sitting around, some record highs there, with 141 billion 24-hour trading volume. That's really really cool to see. Bitcoin dominance is actually decreasing. It's actually on a downturn here. Let's actually look at Bitcoin dominance chart, based on what TradingView is saying. That we're at 67 and a quarter, with a nice little dip below the 200. I don't think you can really do technical analysis on the dominance chart, but yet some people try to do that. But we use that as a sort of a term, what is it called, a thermometer for, just to gauge the sentiment around around the crypto sphere, as to where things might be heading. That is really it. We're not really trying to make any decisions based off of Bitcoin dominance, except that the fact that, that pendulum that I always talk about between the altcoins and Bitcoin, it's always swinging, right? It's never steady. It's always swinging back and forth between alts and Bitcoin. So now let's actually also, before we get into the actual chart, talk about the longs and the shorts. Here we have the longs having a nice little rebound here, but look at how far down they came, right? As the price of Bitcoin started to rise, we did see people abandoning their longs, or actually closing out their longs. And look at that. I mean, just a huge decline in longs. And now we are seeing that some people are actually starting to come back into the market and opening new long positions. And then we look at the contrast here with the shorts. Shorts just keep getting shorter and shorter, right? I mean, look at, we keep setting this. And again, I'm not trying to trend, or I'm not trying to do technical analysis on shorts or longs or anything, but it does paint a pretty clear picture of what's going on. And we keep seeing lower lows, setting lower lows within the short. The people opening their shorts. So meaning that, along with people starting to get long again, and same or different folks actually try are getting, actually closing out their shorts, thinking that the price is going up. Although again, we do see a little bit of a bounce here. We'll see where this goes. A lot of people, again, a lot of people abandoning their shorts, a lot of people abandoning their longs, kind of finding some neutral ground, and just people being careful about their positions at these points, because again, we're at a very pivotal, very transitional period where price can go either way, right? I'm sure you guys are aware of that. Do we turn back? That is a big question. Do we turn back, or do we keep going? That is seemingly the question on everybody's mind. As you can see, that's kind of what I can deduct from seeing the longs and the shorts, and Bitcoin dominance, I guess, is also important in that. Just this recent dip just tells you that a lot of money has gone back into some altcoins. All right, not the entire market. There's way too many altcoins. I mean, there's over 5,000 according to CoinMarketCap. Don't know if those are all active. I doubt that they are. So stay away again from shitcoins and stick to the ones that actually have any significant trading volume, so that you don't get stuck with stuck holding any shit coins that you didn't intend to do or intend to hold. All right, so let's actually get into the charts. So what are we looking for? What are we waiting on? What is the big sign? Are we ready for a bull run? Are we ready to moon? Are we gonna hit that $20,000 mark again? I don't know, guys. What do you think? Let's actually dive into a little bit deeper here and start looking at the chart. So, this was an area of previous resistance that was very pivotal, that was very, very important. We have started to consolidate here on the daily chart above that pivotal area of resistance there. We did hit that target. And now we are again trying to settle above it, which is great. I'm using the Bitstamp chart. Oh, actually, this is Binance. Sorry. Thought it was a Bitstamp. Actually, I do want to go to the Bitstamp chart though, because it will actually work better for what we are trying to do. All right, so here we go. So what is, one of the biggest things is this simple 200 coming in here. So one huge indicator we talked about in recent past is we talked about this 200 EMA here coming in on the daily, and starting to settle above it, and then also break above this descending line of resistance. We did both, right? We actually did both, and so that gave us sort of the indication that we were going to go up and retest this area here around 8750. We did that. We're actually settling above 8800, currently at 8900. Settling there again, opening and closing some daily candles in that range, which is also a very good sign. But are we ready to either correct downward, or are we ready to actually head above? And again, this is the simple 200, which is governing price action at the current moment, being rejected, heavy resistance there. If we break through it, obviously we're going to go back and test the top of this previous pivot here, and that is the other big question. So let's actually set a little target box right here, right there, right around, what is this? Actually, let's raise this bottom area of the box here. There we go. So right around this area here, about 95.50. That's kind of where we're looking at as the next target. Let's actually make this a little bit longer. There we go. All right, that's good enough. All right, so that is the next target we are looking for. If we are to break above it, then that's where things are headed. That's going to be the next indicator. If we break these two, right? If we break above the 200, and automatically I'm looking at 95.50 as the next target. And just let's do a little bit of past history here as to why that 200 means so much to people's minds. Let's actually look at the 200 and the influence it's had. Going way back here, whenever we're above it, it's pretty good news. The last bull market in 2017, once we got above it, we came back and retested it, but it actually acted as plenty of support. We did see some significant corrections along the way, to the tune of about, let's take a look at this one here. We'll call this one about 37% correction there. Retest of the 200 simple and 200 EMA. Let's actually do another measurement here from this top here to this bottom here, another 23% correction. But again, not quite a retest of that 200. But again, just to indicate, what we usually typically see when we are above the 200 simple there. Once we go below it, it's not usually typically good news, as we did once we actually did lose it here. Did not regain it from, let's see, once we lost it the second time here around, we'll just call it here, March 9th of 2018. Didn't look back, retest here, and then retest and actually got above it finally, and then that led to the run to 13.9, right? So again, if we are to flip this into support, then I do think the bulls are going to get behind this rally here and come in and push the price upwards into at least 9,500. If we can break above that one, then this will be the next area of interest here. That's about 10,200, right around here. That'll be the next area of huge interest, as we do see that Bitcoin has consolidated in that area for quite a bit in the past. And if we go back to the last bull market, there's a little bit of a retest there, a little bit of a base here that was built, some wicks down into this area. So it is going to act as plenty of resistance on the way up. But hopefully we'll have enough momentum to actually break above and beyond. That is, what we're all hoping for. And that is, that is something that I think we've all been waiting for a long, long time, since the past bull market. Because I mean, this was a nice reaction off the bottom here, but was it a bull market? It was definitely a bull run, but I don't know if I don't know if that was a bull market, because again, we topped off here and then immediately started to descend and make our way down to 6,500. Not really, if we were to have sustained run upwards, then that would have been something something that we could actually call a bull market. But we did have, from this top to this bottom, we did have a 54% retracement. And if we want to talk about a bull market, this is what it should look like, right? Just constant up and up and up and up, upward momentum, setting higher lows and higher highs. And that is indicative of a bull market. That's not really what we were seeing here for the last year or so. Actually, I mean, that's kind of it was a nice, it was definitely a nice reaction off of this bottom here all the way up to 13.9, but again, immediately went back down. So this was a stretch of about 3 months from, call it here, this is the bottom. We started to react somewhere around this area here. Let's just call it February, all the way up to, what was the top, middle of June 25th. So about 5 months worth, and then again we started descending, and that's been another 5 or 6 months in itself on a downtrend. So not quite a bull market, but it was nice to see nonetheless. Again, so we are looking for that 200 SMA to actually break above it, and that's what we're looking for. Again, on a daily especially, we definitely want to see some significant action and settling of price above it before we can move on to the next area or the next order of business. All right, going back to the Bitstamp chart. Let's go to the 4-hour and see what we're seeing here from a lower time perspective. Tapering volume, dropping off, also RSI kind of settling up here. I do like that it's settling up here, and let's actually do a little bit of analysis on the RSI. Here's another indicator that you should be paying attention to, so to speak, about, do we have continuation, right? So as long as we don't break below this line here of ascending support here on the RSI, I think we're going to be all right. We might find ourselves having a bounce like we did here off of the 21, which is also, again, a nice sign that the bulls are still pretty much in control and can still drive the price upwards into the ultimate bull control zone here, right above this area here, right where my cursor is at, above 80. 80.0, and that's where we want to see, right? We don't want to see this dip down below the 21 or dip down below this line here. So you guys can do that on your own charts. Just open up your stochastic RSI, build that support line, and that is, a nice indicator to follow going forward to make sure, if we are to remain bullish, then we definitely want to see that support stay intact there. All right, so what do we want to see now? All right, so pretty bullish posture again. We are bouncing off of this 10 simple here, this blue line. That is a very, very bullish posture. We're above every moving average. There's pretty much nothing holding it back except for previous resistance. Again, we're settling within the above 8,800, which is a great sign. We want to continue to do that. I wouldn't be opposed Bitcoin actually coming back and retesting the 21 like we did here before we deploy another run up to the upside, right? So, and I've seen some Elliott wave guys actually do this analysis, come back. For them it means something different, but for us that we use our EMAs, what we're looking for is a retest of the 21 before we actually see price upward and into above the 200 simple above on the daily, and also a retest of this $9,200 area. All right, that's going to be the next target. Let's see. So are we topping off? I mean, this, and I tweeted about this a couple days ago. What was likely to come? If you're not following me, excuse me, on Twitter, my handle is the Real Chauncey 56. You guys can follow me there. I usually have. I will usually tweet at you guys, let you know what I'm thinking, as far as what the charts are showing. I tweeted on the 15th, cooling off period, correction, consolidation, buy orders after a 8 to 10% dip. That would be ideal. That's kind of what I'm looking for. I have to be patient and always remember to stay patient. I would like to see at least an 8% retracement. Let's see what that would look like. Let's see here. Let's use the wicks. So an 8% retracement would take us down below the 55 and right into this previous area of resistance, or now support, right at that line. If we were to come back and retest that, I mean, that is ideally where I'd like to pick it up. I don't know that we are, because we have been on such a strong trend upwards, and the way it's looking right now, it's still looking like a very strong uptrend. As long as we don't break even the 10 simple there, or the 21, as long as we're not breaking below those areas, it's still a very, very bullish posture. Again, we have this perfect example here of what a bullish run looks like. Multiple tests of the 10 simple, but never getting below, or not usually getting below it. We did have a retest of the 21, the 55 here, again the 21, but you don't see it coming back down to like retest the 89 or 100 simple here down below. You do see quick bounces off of those areas, some touch and go responses, and not really coming back down to retest any significant areas below. But Bitcoin is a little bit different in that in the way that it does react to its corrections. It is much more volatile, a lot more violent than in traditional markets. So to say that it would retrace about 8% is not out of the picture. But again, that would be the safe zone. I don't want to see Bitcoin actually dip down below this 8% zone where the 89 is coming in and this previous line of resistance is. That should now be acting as support, right? We did close some daily candles above that area for now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. So I mean, that is plenty sign there that we should have this react as support on the way down if we are to come back and retest. And let's actually do a verification of what we were just talking about. And yes, absolutely. If we retest at 200 simple there, that would be on the daily. That would be an 8% correction, and that is where I'd be ideally setting some heavy buy orders. Okay, at 8,100. Not to say that that's going to happen again. That's not what I'm saying. Ideally, I would like to see that, because again, it would mean a pretty sure thing, pretty nice little buying opportunity before we actually come back up and retest this previous area. But we'll see what comes first. Again, we do have dwindling volume. This last daily candle had some pretty nice volume on the daily. We just started a new daily candle about 3 hours exactly. If we look at the 4 hour, dwindling volume, again, have not been able to get above the exponential here within the volume indicator. So again, it's more to the fact that we are still consolidating in this range here above 8,800 as of right now. Heavy resistance currently at let's see here, about 89.50, we'll call it. Pretty heavy resistance there. Potential breakout. There is potential for a breakout here if we can get above this and start closing some significant 4 hour candles. above it. So far, all we've done is wick above it. We really want to see Bitcoin actually close some 4 hours above it. If we are to, again, say that we are going to get above the 200 simple on the daily and go and test 9,200 up here. Did I move that box? No, excuse me, 9,500. That's excuse me. I got my numbers mixed up. So 9,500. All right. So okay, so that's kind of where we are at. That's pretty much the biggest thing I think on people's mind, because again, if we get another pump here and continuation, that is again another indication that we are definitely changing this trend. It already looks like it is. Again, 5 daily candles above this descending channel here is a pretty good sign that we are changing the trend, that we are going into a something different now, right? Into a new trend. So hopefully this trend continues to go up. Okay. Let's see, what else do we want to talk about here? Talked about this guy, talked about this guy here. Okay, let's actually talk about some altcoins. Everything's been running actually behind it. XRP having a nice reaction as well, going to 23 cents. It is price action on the daily is being tamed by the 100 simple there. If we do break above it, I do think we can come back and retest this previous area of resistance at 25 cents. That is something that I do think can happen, especially if Bitcoin just has a little bit more of a run. Link has been on an absolute tear. I got out of my trade a little bit early on Link. That's, again, patience is a virtue, especially in these markets. If you did stay with it, congratulations. You're a great patient man or woman, and you have made yourself some nice little gains there. Does it stop here? I mean, if judging just from this candle currently here, it does look like it is topping off. However, again, if we have continuation on Bitcoin, then we could have continuation on the altcoins as well. If we look at BNB being tamed by the 200 EMA here, this is a big sign here. This is a daily candle too, daily chart. If we get above the 200, you know what that means. We're probably going to come back and retest the 377 here at $20.01. That is going to be the next target. Again, if we get more money coming into the market, I do think that is definitely a possibility. But again, also, it's been a pretty long and extending run. So there is definitely the feeling that we could actually correct sooner rather than later. But we'll see. Again, a correction to the 21 would be a nice little healthy pullback. Maybe put in some buy orders at $17.20. Not financial advice, but it's just throwing it out there that actually might work out in your favor. Same thing here with Litecoin on the 4-hour. Look at how bullish this looks. Right, definite separation between the 10 simple there and price action currently at 61.30. But again, would like to see a nice little healthy pullback to the 21 before we continue onwards. Let's actually do a little bit lengthier analysis on Litecoin to see what's going on. Yeah, I mean, geez, this is the next area of heavy resistance here, right at 64.35. We also have the 200 simple coming in there. Nice consolidation, nice opening and closing of daily candles above the 200 there. That is what you want to see, and you want to see that continue. You want to see that stay up above the 200. And then EMA, and then a retest of the 200 simple there at $65.04. And then just depends on what happens there is kind of what kind of what we'll have to sort of formulate or sort of rethink our strategy from there. It might be actually a good point to take some profits at $65. All right. Let's go on. Let's look at Ethereum. We're looking at the daily here. Again, rejected by the 200 on the daily. That is going to be a big area of contention if we can get above it and again consolidate what's the 4 hours above it. Certainly we can come back and retest this area around $180 where the 377 and the 200 simple are coming in at. In confluence, that will be a huge area of resistance. I do expect a test, but then a failure, and come back and possibly retest the 200 EMA there and find support there. If we break down below, I'm probably just going to come back down to 157. Right? Let's look at the 4 hour real quick. Just a very bullish posture, like everything else, right? We haven't seen this sort of posturing in a while, so definitely enjoy this and write it up. Again, this is the trend. So so far we have continuation. The trend is your friend, so just trade on that, trade with that in mind. As long as the trend is upwards, then you can continue to long it or continue to maybe add to that position, because again, that is the trend, and that can be sustained for extended periods of time. Again, just be real careful and watch for any changes in trend or direction. You always want to be on the right side of price action, not on the wrong side. If you see a heavy correction, you want to enter, you want to exit sooner rather than later, right? Let's take a look. Let's go down the list. Do some Cardano. Cardano's looking darn bullish. I mean, look at the separation between the 10 simple there on the 4 hour. Looking very bullish. It is time for a nice little reaction. Would like to see it come back to 0.042 and have a nice bounce off of that area. We also have this previous pivot there that should offer plenty of support there at 0.042. All right, so let's look at the daily. Take a look at a couple more and then we'll wrap it up. Yeah, we're being tamed by both the 200 simple and EMA. Very strong resistance there. It's funny that Cardano on the daily is the only one that's showing this. The EMAs, that both the 200s coming in confluence there. So I doubt that that's going to be an area again. If we get a big massive push into the market, a bit influx of money into the market. Otherwise, I don't see this happening. This is a huge area of resistance for Cardano. I do think we can come back down to 0.040 and have a nice little healthy retest, right? And we'll see from there. All right, let's do Lumens. Lumens, it's also looking pretty toppy. Looking like it found the top, maybe ready to consolidate in this area before we actually make another move. Obvious rejection of the 200 simple there, and again, just consolidating probably within this range here for a few days or whatnot before or until something big happens with the rest of the market. Okay, that is XLM. Let's look at VeChain. Nice little breakout there. Let's actually get rid of this. It's an old little triangle we had drawn. So resting on support here. This should hold. This looks like it could hold at 0.00625. It should hold, and then we should find continuation here to at least about 0.00678. 0.00678. All right, it's actually a little line. This will be you guys' next target, 797879. All right, that is on daily. Let's look at the 4 hour chart. Nice little retest. Yep. I would probably start to enter right around 0.00614. Actually, we already have a retest of that, so. This is a good area actually. I do think we have a nice bounce here for VeChain. I do think this could actually be an area where you might want to enter VeChain and have a nice little bounce. Again, we already retested this 0.061, and it had a really nice bounce. A nice little retest, but you have ascending support here. It looks like it wants to, between this point and this point and this point, it already looks like it wants to build a nice little triangle there. I would say this would be a good place for a re-entry, possible re-entry here. You can already start to tell what it is trying to build. We'll just see where it might end up, but it might come back and retest somewhere around this area here, and then come back down. So this be a nice little scalp here. Enter here, drop off here, and vice versa, or not vice versa, but so on and so forth. All right, nice V chain. EOS, and I think we'll just wrap it up here. Actually, no, Tesla's did something pretty cool. Nice little retest here around the 30 or the 10 simple. It's showing us that it actually still looking pretty bullish, as long as we don't break below here. But again, if it does that'd still be a nice little healthy pullback. Even if we come back and retest the 30 simple here, that's still a pretty nice little pullback where I wouldn't mind entering around this pivot low here, anywhere close to 3.5 to 8. Again, that's the 4-hour, looking pretty bullish. We're still within the on the stochastic, still within the optimistic side of things. A clear retest of the 377, but a rejection nonetheless. Upward consolidation here. Is it time for a? It looks like decision time for EOS. Do we either are going to break above it? Pretty obvious, right? We're either going to break above it and consolidate above it, or we're going to come back and retest the 200s coming down below here. So I guess EOS. I mean, with and again, this is something you can expect, right? Whenever you break above this huge area of resistance here, with both the 200s coming in confluence there, acting as resistance, once we broke above it, you knew that was going to be a massive, violent move. And look at that. Once we got above the 200 there, what was the highest we ever got there? 19%. So 20% just off of the 200s, right? Once we broke above it, it still went up for a 20% run. Again, retest and rejection of the 377. Definitely come back. And well, actually, we already retested the 200s down below. It is looking like it might want to come back down here again. So again, between this point, and this point here, definitely looking like maybe another a rising triangle there. All right, so it might be not a good idea to enter at these levels here, in my opinion, with EOS, unless you see a break above the 377. Then that would be a breakout move. Although I highly doubt it, based on how this is looking, does not look like a breakout potential, or at least it doesn't look favorable. If it does, I'd be very, very surprised if it does. We'll look at Tesla's and then we'll wrap it up. Tesla's having a nice little correction here. Do think it could actually potentially come back and retest 1.39, and then I'd be making my bets at those levels. 1.39, 1.37 would also be a good entry point for Tesla's. That is on a daily, still looking pretty bullish here. Let's actually look at the 4-hour. That's what the 4-hour is doing. Nice little retest of the 10 simple there. Yeah, I mean, looking like that actually, from the 4-hour standpoint, it looks like it might actually hold. If it does hold, which it does look like it's going to do it, I do expect a nice little bounce here into probably somewhere close to 1.51. We're currently sitting at 1.45, so about 6 cents. Is it worth trading? Let's actually take a look. So about 4.25 trade, not too bad. I mean, it's not negligible by any means. All right, guys. So that is pretty much it. Let's just look at the daily. Yeah, daily looks like it does have a little bit more to go, as far as a nice little pullback. Daily looks like at least 1.36, but we do have this previous bottom here at this daily candle at 1.41. I doubt that we're actually going to come back down below it. I do think that area might actually hold, especially if things keep looking the way they are. I do think 141 does actually hold. All right, guys. That is all I have. I hope that you got something in exchange for your time here tonight. I appreciate you joining. If you haven't hit the subscription. If you haven't subscribed, please do so now, and actually hit the bell notification as well, so you get notified whenever I put out this content. And I want to wish you a very happy weekend. Hope you get some time to relax and spend it with your family, and just have an overall great time. All right, guys, see you on the very next one.